Hello and welcome to the I Do Wedding Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Nina Adio, a social media marketing expert specific to the wedding industry. On this show, I discuss tips to help you DIY your social media, as well as getting the confidence and income to outsource it. Thank you for allowing this episode to come through on your Bluetooth, your car radio, wherever it may be you're listening from today. Now, let's take your wedding business to the next level. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the I Do Wedding Marketing Podcast. Nina here again with you on a Wedding Wednesday, and today we're going to be officiant focused. But I encourage you all to listen because there is value that can be pulled from every tidbit and every example I am giving. But I really wanted to focus on officiants this episode in preparation for the Wedding Summit Series Officiant Workshop. This workshop goes live September 19th, and I am going to be giving the live presentation for it, which is all about local marketing mastery for wedding officiants. So, for how I put what I'll be talking about today into action, you're going to need to see that live presentation, but don't worry, I have an episode jam packed with value for you today. So I will have the link in the show notes for the Wedding Summit series. And as the episode goes on, I'll give you a little bit more information about that. But for now, I wanted to talk about marketing tips for wedding officiants. And here is the first thing I want to say. People don't know what they don't know, right? Especially couples who haven't been married before. Maybe they haven't been going to a lot of weddings yet. They don't know what they don't know. So here are some things they don't know when it comes to an officiant. Let's say they think it doesn't matter, right? Well, they don't know that if you just ask somebody to step in and maybe they don't project their voice, that nobody is going to hear them. They don't know that if you ask somebody who is not proficient in doing officiating, that maybe they are going to say things that really you'd rather they not say. They don't know that a ceremony really makes the wedding until they experience it. So how can we put that across in our marketing? One of the easiest ways to do that, or I say easiest, but if you have existing reviews, then it's easiest to pull existing reviews that showcase those unique factors about yourself, that showcase my guest kept talking about the messages you said. You were loud even though the microphone didn't work. Everybody could hear you. Everybody was crying. The things you said and captured our relationship, things like that. And this inspiration really comes for me from, I have a friend who's a wedding planner, and I would assist her with weddings to just stay in the loop of the vendor experience. And she would always work with the same officiant. And every time I would hear those ceremonies, I would feel so upset that I didn't have her for mine. I had a church wedding, which wasn't personal, at all in its delivery, but it was, personal in the choice to have a church wedding. So a celebrant and officiant offers a really special experience. So using reviews that highlight that are really important to showcase through your social media and on your website. Additionally, on social media, what I would then do is lean into carousel posts. Those are the posts that are like little slideshows with graphics saying, the five things you don't realize a wedding officiant does, or the five reasons a professional officiant is so important for your offsite wedding. Whatever it is that you want to express. We want to educate the audience on what you guys do as professionals and why it is important to include yourself in that wedding booking process, because I see it all the time. I when I'm looking at venue posts, not venue posts, but posts, social media posts, and they list all the vendors, I'm not always seeing the officiant. So we want to remind people that you are a big factor in this day and on this list and on this vendor team. Now, if you're looking for tips on booking, that's something you're going to find in the Wedding Summit series. Bethel Nathan is going to be talking about booking more and better business as an officiant. And that is just one of 20 plus presentations you're going to have lifetime access to. So when I say it goes live September 19th, that's where all the interactive sessions and panels are happening, but you're going to be able to keep all of the presentations with lifetime access to watch and study whenever you need. And then you're also going to be receiving $500 worth of resources and discounts, and it's all geared towards you as an officiant, as a celebrant. Okay, and then one of the live panels that I will be a part of is Get Booked through networking and referrals. So that is going to be a lot of fun too. So that's a bit of the extra education you can get. Right now, tickets are just $59 for that lifetime access. And as I mentioned, they're going to be in the show notes below. Another piece I'd like to mention in relation to how I was saying I was blown away by the officiant I watched marry several couples was that you want to be easy to find, because your guest experience is going to be a great lead source for you. So even if you're not able to post on social media all the time, it's still important to have a Facebook and Instagram and a website. Especially, you want to especially have those three things. And that's because when a couple will ask, the couple got married, who was your officiant? They're either going to send one of those three things, usually a website or a social media link. Or very often, the new word of mouth happens online. It happens on Facebook, and people will go in a local bridal Facebook group and say, I'm looking for a non denominational officiant, or I'm, looking for an LGBTQ friendly officiant, or just I'm looking for an officiant for my venue. And when people share it, they very often will link the Facebook page. So they'll type in your name and it will hyperlink to the Facebook page. So that's why it's important to have that, because that brings a couple one step closer to clicking, right? I'm telling you, if one comment says that they booked so and so officiant and it's not linked, and another one says it and it's linked, they're probably going to click the one that has a link rather than copy, paste, open a new tab to find the other one. So these are just little things that are going to make a difference when it comes to the modern word of mouth. The last tip I want to share before I leave the rest for the Wedding Summit series is that venues are a great place to be interacting, to be focusing on, to be prioritizing their showcases. And that's because people who are getting married at the venue are going to need officiants. So it helps to give you a bit more of a warm lead and introduction to those couples. So follow your favorite local venues. Some venues you will notice will post congratulatory posts when a couple books at their venue. That's a great way to comment and leave a congratulatory post on there. If you go to a showcase, rather than going to one of those big showcases that maybe is going to cost a lot of money, that's at a huge hotel, maybe focus on doing the smaller venue showcases so you can really focus on the location and on the smaller amount of couples rather than having, a big gymnasium full of people. But venues are a great place to start, especially venues that have those beautiful ceremony spaces. Maybe sometimes it's a waterfront venue or a vineyard venue. Of course, not everybody is getting married on site, but it's kind of 50-50. So it's a great place to start. Well, guys, I hope that was enough value to hold you over until the Wedding Summit series. Some other presentations that I'm really excited about and I think you guys will like is Alan Katz is going to be talking about how to get 5-star reviews and how to use them. So we went into a little today about how I would use them. So you're going to want to tune in to see how Alan would use them. And then Brian Lawrence is going to be speaking about officiating your own website and SEO. So he's going to be talking about managing your own SEO, which, of course, for a local business is really important. So I'm going to have the Wedding Summit series landing page and ticket page in my show notes. It's also linked on my Instagram if you head over there. And right now, tickets are just $59. As we get closer to September 19th, that price, I believe, is going to increase to $69. So the sooner you order it, the more you are going to save. But I should get going now because we have a lot to prepare for. It is getting to that time of year, guys. Now is the time of year to get your ducks in a row. Get your marketing in order. Get your website in order. Get things ready for engagement season. If you need my help with that, shoot me a message on Instagram. Let me know you listen to the podcast or go ahead and book a strategy call and let's get your plan of action set. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and I will see you next week on the I Do Wedding Marketing Podcast.